My friends, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So I skipped the Tuesday update this week because it was Valentine's Day, so I spent that with the wifey. And so now we're going to get the Thursday update. What a crazy day in the markets. This week is OPEX week with all the options, so it's a monthly expiration date. So just a lot of craziness. I anticipate a lot of craziness for tomorrow as well. Before we jump into the video, you guys know the deal. Nothing I'm giving you is financial advice. I just want you to be a more informed, educated trader so you can make awesome decisions for yourself, your family, and your portfolio. I preach education more than anything. The education will take you where you want to go. Don't just listen to your favorite, FinTwit follower or anything like that. Learn from them, but put in the work yourself so you understand exactly what is going on. Having said that, please feel free to DM me if you'd like to join. There's 12 days left to join for the 20% off your first month. In the month of February, pretty much post every single day, people learning and growing and improving, which once again is the goal. The goal is education. Let's jump into the video. So let's get over here to the futures chart. So we've kind of been sideways training a little bit. Now the swings have been crazy with all the data that's coming out. We had hot CPI come out this week. We had hot PPI come out this week. And for the most part, the market has done a pretty good job of kind of shaking off this bad news. However, today with CPI being hot and then PPI came in a lot hotter than CPI was only like it was 6.4 versus the 6.2 expectation, but PPI was, let's see here, I tweeted it, it was quite a bit warmer. Yeah, so it came in at 5.4 versus the 4.9 that was expected. So definitely came in a little bit hotter. And that caused we had Bullard speaking from the Fed today. They were pretty hawkish coming out saying that they might have to go back to 50 basis point hikes. And so you had an awful sell-off. And, if you come in here, I was just telling my Discord, that's pretty much about as bearish candle as it gets. It's just pretty much a solid bar. So from where the bar opened to where the bar closed, it was pretty much a straight push down, plus your volume was drastically increased. So there's no doubt that right now, kind of short term, that the bears are in control. So what I'm looking for tomorrow, though, is the bears pretty much have to take control of this thing now, or I think we're going to go on a short-term run. So tomorrow is crucial, in my opinion, to start getting a impulse move. And even if tomorrow is, kind of what I'm looking for is a break below 40.75. I mean, you can see how important this key level has been. And so a break below that would really be starting to test the new lows. That's what I'm kind of looking for from a low standpoint. We gotta, if you're a bear, if you're a bull, obviously what you want to see is you'd want to see a come down here and start rounding up, and then here. And for bears, you kind of want to see one of these moves. So these are the two moves that I think is most likely. I do think that, like I said, that the bears, it's pretty much a now or never between tomorrow and all of next week. You want to see a flush in the market. Anytime you have long-term accumulations. So, I mean, the reality is we've pretty much been in this range for about 2 weeks now. And the longer the trading sideways and the ping-ponging back and forth, if you will, then the bigger the move is going to be. So I think we're either in for a big move to the upside or the downside. Now, my personal opinion is I still think the move is going to be more towards the downside than the upside. I've been very vocal about. I don't think the lows are in. I think we're at least going to retest the lows. I mean, we've pretty much been shot out of a cannon since October. I think this area is going to get retested again. I really do. So I don't know that I necessarily believe that lower lows are coming, but I still think that's more likely than the bull market just being, or excuse me, the bear market being over and the a new bull market is beginning. My personal opinion is this has still been a bear market rally, and there's nothing substantial to disprove that. Okay, we are on a breakout. That's for sure. There's no doubt about that. However, really struggling in this area. Haven't made any higher highs yet. Like I said, we start making some higher highs above, these peaks, mainly the December high. So, we start getting over this, 4,300. We really might be, starting to look at potentially a new bull market starting. Even if we push here in the short term, I've said multiple times on Twitter, I think the Fed and the market are on a crash course, because the Fed, the market has basically been calling BS on everything that the Fed has been saying since basically down here. And the more hawkish that they've talked, I actually thought Powell last time he talked at the FOMC meeting, I actually thought he was trying to sound pretty hawkish. I thought he was trying to talk the markets back a little bit, and the markets pretty much just pushed past that. My personal opinion is, golly, you always do that. I know I say that every video. I apologize. But my personal opinion is that the markets in reality are completely disconnected at this point in time. And I do think this is an artificial push up, so just be careful about being exit liquidity. So on SPY, what that means is, and what I was wrong about last time is I thought CPI might give us direction out of this essentially bull flag that we're in right now, but it hasn't. And once again, volume uptick today. Pretty much got a gravestone doji. Now that's a little bit more bearish if it would have happened, towards the top of the range. Once again, we're still kind of in this accumulation period. So, but if we get down here, even looking a little bit more micro, I mean, you just right here all day today, you were just testing. And I'm telling you, if the move is real, you're going to get a strong break above, and then a low volume retest, and then a continued push up. When it gets in here, and like I said, these are the kind of things when it gets in here and it just starts slowly chopping around, and like, look at this volume down in here, really weak volume. If this was a valid, true move, if you will, then you would have seen right here, like off of this candle, like this candle is very bullish right here. Let me get in here closer. You guys may not be able to see this. But you basically got, and this is going to be on the 5-minute chart, you basically got this bullish engulfing candle. You would have seen a strong move and push on through here. Then something that looks kind of like a bull flag consolidation, bull flag falling wedge, and then a continued push to the upside. That's what you would have seen, and then started testing, back up here at these highs. That's what you would have seen if this move was valid. But now you can see here on SPY that it's really trying to hold on to this kind of 408. I've talked many times about, tweeted about many times, that kind of 408 to 406 level is going to be crucial. You do not want to lose this area. And I mean, pretty much you did at the end of the day. You did close below. So that to me, now what does that mean? Could that just mean we got to come down here? This is going to be the world's longest bull flag. Yeah, that's certainly possible. I don't think that's likely. You start pushing down here again, the longer it takes to consolidate in here, yes, I just said, the move can be bigger, but you really want to see continuation faster. And this is where I thought it was going to happen. I really did think that, essentially right here, following this, kind of making this, even though it was respecting the top trend, you were making a series of lower lows, so you were getting that compression, but then, you had the big gap down, basically came back up, and like I'm just even noticing this. So you had this overall support trend, and I'm just drawing this quickly, my friends. Also, too, think of your support trends. It's not a industrial steel pipe, if you will. Think of these kind of like rubber bands. So, like I've always said, they're ranges, if you will. But you can see you clearly had an uptrend, then you gapped down, then you retested that same uptrend, and then you got a hard push down, and the bears really pressed at this point in time. So that overall is a very bearish look to me. You start, even if you come down here towards the bottom, like around 404, I just would be surprised if you then come down here and kick off and continue push pushing to the upside. I think your next most likely is going to be, let's go back to the daily so you can see it, but that, so basically coming down here, retesting the confluence of this previous uptrend from the October lows to the breakout. It's going to be right here in about 397, and we spent a lot of time consolidating back here in this 390 range. So coming down here, catching that, and then continued push up. That's going to be your best case bullish scenario, in my opinion, as of right now. Once again, just kind of based off of what I'm looking at the chart. And then, of course, you've got, some important EMAs that, you could be looking at as far as the 200 EMA and SMA. Definitely want to stay on top of those. Okay. Also, too, big concern of mine is what the bonds look like. So I've got the 10-year and the 2-year pulled up, 2 years on the left, 10 years on the right. I mean, if we were trading these just like any other normal stock, what we'd be seeing here is a consolidation into, bull flags / falling wedges, and then getting continued push ups. So the bonds look very strong. When people start, getting nervous and want more or less risk, then they're going to go to bonds and out of stocks or equities. And so these continuing to push up is not a good sign overall for the market. Now, when I personally would really get like, dude, this is getting bad, is if you start to break the highs here. So that's essentially what I'm going to be watching for. There's no doubt about it. You've got a clean breakout on both of them. It's just now, is it going to start making higher highs? That's a problem. And then that's when I really think you start to see, a lot lower lows in the market. Yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. So I didn't go over too many individual stocks. Had a great short on Tesla today. Tesla had bad news today as far as the recalls. So I do think the run is topped out for Tesla, unless the market makes a drastic turnaround tomorrow. So, and it doesn't look most likely right now. Okay. And even then, I still think about probably 233 or so would be the run before. I still think at least you're going to get gaps, if not lower lows on Tesla. And Oxy, I'm still short here. Once again, you got the death cross, got a gravestone doji on the daily today. And once again, it's just, look at the volume picking up. So your ugly days, your red days are when the volume is picking up. Rejected right off the 50 SMA. Now, I've got very long term puts on this still, so I'm paying attention to it, but not super paying attention to it. Google today, just a lot of ugly candles today. So now we have been in a market of fake outs, so be ready for anything. Don't get married to your bullish or your bearish bias, and just watch those key levels. All right. That's going to be everything, my friends. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm trying to keep these short. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to join the Discord, or if you just got questions in general. I always try to be as helpful as I can. Much love, my friends. Be safe out there. Make great decisions for yourself, your family, and your portfolio. And I will see you on Tuesday in the next video. We'll know a lot. Remember, Monday the market is closed, so keep that in mind. And like I said, I'll see you when the market opens on Tuesday. So like I said, those are my two biggest scenarios, but overall I'm worried that we're heading down here at this point in time. So we shall see. Much love.